Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan, and we're back for the fourth quarter of the 1965 Green Bay Packers versus the 2003 Carolina Panthers. The Packers have totally dominated this game as they lead the Panthers 38-3. Some quick shout outs to some friends of the channel: Phil the Issues Guy, Game of Thrones, Better Call Saul, Vikings, Walking Dead, and movie reviews. Great channel. Check out the content. Wonderful people on the channel. His gaming channel is Dirty Issues, and that has Joe Dirtylocks, who's also his co-host on Phil the Issues Guy, and John Riley. Wonderful monologues, gaming, and John does wonderful videos of things you can do around the Boston area. We also have Broke Black Man 94, aka David the Saint, does TV and movie reviews, Gotham, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. So check out his channel. Great content there. And we have Ron Junkett, who has two channels, Ron Junkett and Retro Sports Network. Ron Junkett is an online sports writer, baseball writer, very knowledgeable about baseball and all sports. He does a recap, review, and preview show with Ricky Keeler for the Washington Nationals online on YouTube. It's very informative and fun, and they get interviews with national players on occasions, and they do a very good job with those interviews. And he also has a Retro Sports Network, and he does retro gaming like I'm doing here, football, baseball, and golf. And he said he's going to add some boxing to it. I look forward to that. And he does wonderful commentary, very enjoyable and very pleasant. I look forward to his uploads. And then you have Mosley Boxing, which is a must subscribe if you're a boxing fan. Great video collages of past and present fighters and events. And he always replies back to people who leave comments. Very enjoyable channel. And you have Johnny the Irish Wildling, fun channel, makes you think. No subject is offline or out of bounds on Johnny the Irish Wildling's channel. He speaks his mind. He lets you speak your mind. And he's also a big Game of Thrones fan, and he's also an author. I like to call him the King because I really do enjoy his channel. And then you have JD, who's also a big Game of Thrones fan, and also an author. And you get to hear his book, which he's writing, and it's excellent. So there are the shout outs to his channel, friends of the channel, links provided below. All wonderful content. My suggestion is check it out. Like, subscribe, share. And if you like my channel, do the same. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the fourth and final quarter. The Packers have sustained a lot of injuries in this game, and they've just lost their backup quarterback. I'll be playing as all the 1965 teams in this NFL Challenge League, which consists of the Packers of 65, the Bears of 65, the Colts of 65, and the Cleveland Browns of 65. So, and in another video, I'll show you who makes up the league. So, 3rd and 4 to start off this fourth and final quarter. Packers have the ball on the Carolina 25. Bart Starr's back in the game, and I'm really not liking this, as we've already lost our backup quarterback Burkowski and one of our starting wideouts, Dale. So 3rd and 4, we have Moore and Pitts in the backfield, and we're gonna go with Elijah Pitts, trap left, ball given to Pitts, and he picks up 2. And that will bring up a 4th down and 2. 60% chance of making the field goal here, but I believe we're going to go for it. So 4th and 2. We're going to take Starr out of the game. We're down to our rookie quarterback, and we're going to put in Dennis Claridge. And let's see. And we're going to go dive with Claridge, and that's a yes. There's the dive, And that is smothered for a loss of 1. So Carolina will take over 1st and 10 on their own 24 as we elected not to kick the field goal from there. And we're going to go out. We're going to go with our, well, I don't want to go with our blowout defense because they're playing so well. All right, so we're going to keep our defense. We want to make sure Adderley's on Smith, and he is. We're going to double Mohammed, and we're going to send Nitschke. Oh, we got to get in the 4-2 nickel first. Now we're going to double Mohammed, and we're going to send Nitschke. So where's Nitschke's? Up here. And we're going to play pass. DeLome back to pass. He fires incomplete. That's tipped by Wood as they still. DeLome is 0 for 11. Carolina has not completed a pass in this game. Nice play by Wood. Willie Wood, the safety. Brings up 2nd and 10. Ball in the Carolina 24. Once again, double Muhammad. Okay, and we're going to play pass. We're not sending Nitschke this time. DeLome back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. He throws, and he completes it for his first completion. He completes it to the double-covered Mohammed, but he wasn't double-covered on that pass because I had the average pass. So that's the first reception of the game for the Carolina Panthers. First down. Okay. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to just play a zone. And we're going to play our defensive line in. And we're going to play pass. DeLome back to pass. He looks, he throws, he fires. Incomplete. Adderley was all over Smith. And that will bring up a 2nd and 10. So Jake DeLome's now 1 of 13 for 12 yards. He has more incompletions than yards. 2nd and 10. Ball on the Carolina 36-yard line. 13:01 to go in the game. Once again, we're going to stay in zone. And we're going to play pass. DeLome gives it to Goins, and Goins picks up about 5 yards there. Aldridge on the tackle. So that brings up a 3rd and 5. Clock is running. 12:54 to go in the game. DeLome in shotgun, 3 wideouts, 1 tight end. Goins behind him. Packers are in a 4-2 nickel. And the Packers are going to play a short zone. And pass. DeLome back to pass. He's looking. Has lots of time. He fires down. Deflected. Incomplete. Brings up 4th and 5. Once again, Wood on the deflection. And once again, Carolina will have to punt. So we'll put the punt return on. As Sauerbrunn is going to punt. And it says should land inside the 15. We're going to return it. Here's Wood on the return. Breaks a tackle. He could, oh, he almost went all the way with that 31-yard return by Wood. The punter had to bring him down, Sauerbrunn, or he was gone. So Sauerbrunn saves a punt return for a touchdown. So 1st and 10 on the Green Bay 44. Packers have replaced Bart Starr with Dennis Claridge as Zeke Brakowski was injured on the 2nd play he was in the 3rd quarter. And they had to bring Bart Starr back in the game. But now they're going with the rookie, or the very young quarterback, Dennis Claridge. I believe he was a rookie in '65. He only threw 1 pass in real life. And they have a backfield of Pitts and Moore. Okay. Wideouts are Boyd, Dowler, and we're actually going to take Dowler out of the game and bring Long in. We don't want him to get hurt. So we're going to go Moore, dive. Ball's given to Moore, and he will pick up 1 yard. And we're going to slow it down here. So it brings up 2nd and 9 for the Packers on their 45-yard line. So 2nd and 9. Marv Fleming. Pitts. So we're going to send Marv Fleming strong left. And we're going to go Pitts. Power sweep left, Elijah Pitts. Ball given to Pitts. And he is smothered right at the line. Dan Morgan with his 10th tackle of the game. No gain for Elijah Pitts on that power sweep. Brings up 3rd and 9. 10:51 to go in the game. Well, we're going to go Pitts. Screen pass, Elijah Pitts. Here it is. There's a throw. It's complete for a 2-yard loss. And Dale has been ruled out of the game. So Carroll Dale is not coming back in the blowout. So Cartledge does complete his first pass on the screen, but it was a 2-yard loss as Deion Grant blew that screen up, and that's his 4th tackle of the game for the Carolina Panthers. And I believe this will be the Green Bay Packers' first punt. As we will click that off, go to the punt. So Don Chandler will make his first punt, and he will punt deep. There's the punt. Carolina to return. So Smith returns at 7 yards. Marshall with the tackle. Carolina will start 1st and 10 on their 16 with 9:13 to go in this game as the Packers lead 38-3. DeLoman shotgun 4 wideouts. Trips left. Goins behind him. Packers are going to counter with a 4-1 dime. They're going to play zone. And they're going to play pass. Delone rolls out. No, he gives it to Goins on a stretch play. Goins picks up 5 yards. Willie Davis on the tackle as he's back in the game. Should probably get him out of the game. We don't want to lose him. We're going to put Voss back in the game. And we're going to take Aldridge out of the game also. Actually, we can't take Aldridge out of the game. Aldridge will stay in the game. So 2nd and 5. We're going to play zone. And we're going to play pass. Delhomme goes back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. He throws. And that is complete. 1st down. A 6-yard pickup. 2nd reception by Muhammad. He's now 2 receptions, 18 yards. On the short cross. Clock is ticking. 8:16 to go in the game. We're going to stay in zone. We're going to play pass. Goins fades back. Then he just gives the ball to Goins, and he's smothered after a 2-yard gain. Lionel Aldridge on the tackle. It's tackle number 4. Delhome's now 2 for 15 for 18 yards, so his yardage has finally surpassed his attempts. 2nd and 8. Clock ticking. Ball on the Carolina 29-yard line. We're going to play our defensive line in. We're going to play a deep zone. And we're going to play pass. Delhomme hands it off to Goins. Goins breaks a couple of tackles. And he picks up 7. So it's going to lead a 3rd and 1. Ricky Prohl is leaving the field as he's shaken up. He's going to be out 15 plays. Probably shouldn't put Prohl back in the game at all in this blowout. And that was Herb Adderley. Makes his 2nd tackle. Herb as Adderley has totally shut down Stephen Smith in this game. So it's 3rd and 1. Packers continue to stay in their 4-1 dime. We're going to play our line in. And we're going to play man and run. Okay, can't do that. We're going to play basic. Delhomme on the bootleg. And he picks up the first down, gain of 3. So Delhomme went with a shotgun bootleg, Bob Jeter on the tackle. It's tackle number 3 for Bob Jeter. And they pick up their first down. So it's 1st and 10, ball on their 39, 6:40 to go. Clock is running. And we're going to go with our blowout defense now. So we've gone to our blowout defense, which still has too many of our good players on the field, as teams in the 60s did not have as many players as teams nowadays do. All right. So we're going to go, we're actually going to play a 3-4. Defensive line in. And we're going to play zone. And we're going to play pass. Ball's given to Goins, and he is stuffed at the line for no gain by Voss. And that's Voss's first tackle. So some players who normally don't get an opportunity to play are going to get an opportunity to show what they have right now for the Packers on defense. Brings up 2nd and 10 on the Carolina 39, and we will play zone and pass. Quick toss by Delhomme. It was intended for Muhammad, but Wood broke it up. Good coverage. Brings up 3rd and 10. Packers once again will play a deep zone, sorry. They're in their 3-4, which they normally didn't play, but we have the option to play it, and we're gonna bring our defensive line in, and we're gonna play pass. Delhomme back to pass, looking for a wideout. He throws incomplete pass to Smith, who is still not caught a ball. Brings up 4th and 10, with the Packers leading 38-3, 5:07 to go in the game. Carolina will punt. There's the punt. It should land inside the 15. We're going to return it. Here comes the return. Wood returns it for 11 yards. Sauber punts it for 49 yards, and the Packers will start on their 23-yard line with 5 minutes to go. We have our blowout offense in, which is McGee and Long. I already had them in. Dennis Claridge, Moore, and Elijah Pitts. So we're going to take Pitts out of the game, and we're actually going to bring Coffee in. No. So that's okay. And we're going to bring Jacobs in. No. That's okay. So we're going to, let's give the ball to Alan Jacobs. Trap left, Alan Jacobs. And he picks up 3. Mike Rucker on the tackle. That's 6 tackles for Mike Rucker. And we're going to slow this down, and we're just going to let the clock run. So that brings up a 2nd and 7. Why is Bart Starr back in the game? I don't want Bart Starr in the game. We have Dennis Claridge back in the game. All right, 2nd and 7. We're going to give the ball to Coffee. Trap right. There goes Coffee. He picks up 3. 4:07 to go in the game. 3rd and 4, and they keep putting Bart Starr back in the game because of usage. But you know what? We don't want him to get hurt. So we have Claridge back there. 3rd and 4. We're going to go run counter. Coffee. Trap left. So there's the counter. It's smothered for no gain. Lester Towns, that's his 2nd tackle. 3:21 to go in the game. 4th and 4. And Don Chandler and the punting team. Let's get out of the slowdown because it affects the punt. Don Chandler and the punting team will come on. We're going to punt deep. Chandler punts. Carolina on their So Smith with a 9-yard return, and that brings the ball out to the 30 after a 50-yard Chandler punt. 1st and 10 for the Carolina Panthers on their own 30. And we want our blowout defense. And we're going to go 3-4. In. And we're going to play a deep zone. And we're going to play pass. DeLone hands off to 30. Is that Smart? Yes, it is. So Smart gets his first carry of the game for 3 yards, and we're not going to call timeout. What are you, silly? So that brings up a 2nd and 7. Ball in the Carolina 33, as it just seems Carolina just wants to run this clock out and get out of this game as they're getting annihilated 38-3. Line in, deep zone, pass. DeLone back to pass. He has time. He throws incomplete. He tried to hit Jermaine Wiggins on a long cross. Good coverage by the Packers. Brings up 3rd and 7 as Lionel Aldridge got good pressure on DeLone and hurried him. That's his 2nd hurry of the game. So once again, we're going to play a deep zone. And we're going to play pass. DeLone back to pass. No, it's a draw to Stevens. And he picks up the 1st down, 9-yard gain. The clock stops at 1:48 for the 2-minute warning. Tommy Crutchard on the tackle. That's tackle number 4 for Tommy. And so with 1:48 to go, 2-minute warning. Packers 38, Carolina 3. So once again, we're going to play a deep zone, pass. DeLone back to pass. He's looking, throws, incomplete to Wiggins again, deflected by Willie Wood. Willie Wood, that's his 4th deflection, as his Packer defense has just choked off any type of Carolina offense. Jake Delhomme is now a miserable 2 of 19 for 18 yards. So once again, his attempts are more than his yards. Clock stop, 1:35 to go, 2nd and 10. Deep zone, pass. Delhomme back to pass. He looks to dump down to Wiggins. Incomplete. Once again, Wood on the coverage. Brings up 3rd and 10. Delhomme's 2 for 20 for 18 yards. Packers in a deep zone. Playing pass. Delhomme back to pass. Oh, it's a screen to Davis. The throw down. He makes the catch, but Caffey annihilates him on the tackle. 3-yard loss, and no, we're not calling timeout. Clock is running, 1:23 to go in the game, and we're going to fair catch it. And we did. So the Packers will fair catch. Okay, 1:14 to go. Packers are on their own 10-yard line. Can we go into victory formation because we're playing with the new rules? Special plays. Do we have quarterback kneel down? Take us. Oh, we do have the kneel down. So we're actually going to take Bart Starr out of the game. Bring Claridge back in. And all he's going to do is kneel down. So he takes a knee. Clock is running. 2nd and 11. Once again, we're going to bring Claridge back in. As I keep swapping Starr out because of the usage, but I'm not getting Starr hurt as we've lost Zeke Burkowski for 9 weeks. So we have Claridge. Now back in the 60s, you couldn't kneel. Well, you could kneel down, but he would just fallen down. So Claridge will kneel. 31 seconds to go. Bring Claridge back in. That's annoying. I'm going to have to switch that out. I don't like that rule. And we're going to go with no play. And that's the ball game, folks. So the Green Bay Packers def defeat the Carolina Panthers 38-3. Once again, the 1965 Green Bay Packers defeat the 2003 Carolina Panthers. And the 2003 Carolina Panthers, let's be reminded, went to the Super Bowl and were defeated by the Patriots. The 65 Packers won the NFL championship. There was no Super Bowl in 1965. So, total dominance by the 1965 Green Bay Packers, but they had lots of injuries. They've lost Zeke Brkowski, and they also lost Carroll Dale. And the Zeke Brkowski, the backup quarterback, is out for 9 weeks. I might reset that because I think I'm going to get rid of not the usage penalty. So, but that wouldn't affect injuries, so he'll still be out for 9 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to reset that, though. I don't like the usage penalty. I think you should be able to use a guy as much as you want. But I can believe I can shut that off. We'll see. I've always played with the usage penalty. Anyway, let's go and look at some stats real quick. And let's do the box score. Bear with me. The fourth quarter is the only quarter where the Packers did not score. Carolina didn't score either, but they only had a field goal in the second quarter. Let's go back to OBS and bring up the other window so you can look at some stats with me. Let's do another window capture. Window capture. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. So we have the window capture here. Bring that up a bit. Awesome. I'm getting the hang of this OBS. All right, so quick scoring summary. The Packers scored early and often first quarter. Star 21-yard pass to Horning. Chandler kick. And that came after a Delhomme fumble. So Packers went up 7-0. Then once again, after stopping the Carolina offense, one play again. Taylor 43-yard run for a touchdown. Chandler kick made that 14-0 Green Bay Packers. Then on a 12-play 91-yard drive, which chewed up 7 minutes and 5 seconds, Horning brought it in for the last 10 yards for a touchdown run. Chandler kick made it 21-0. Carolina finally got on the board in the second quarter with a 53-yard field goal by Casey, and that came with a 9-play 44-yard drive, 4 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock, and that made it Packers 21, Panthers 3. And then the Packers finished off the game with 3 scoring drives. Taylor 2-yard run, Chandler kick made it 28-3, and that was an 11-play 75-yard drive for the Packers. Then in the third quarter, Chandler kicked a 25-yard field goal. That was a 14-play 76-yard drive, which made the score the Packers 31-3. And the final scoring of the game happened in the third quarter with 2:46 left in the third quarter. Elijah Pitts ran it in for 10 yards. Chandler kick made it 38-3, and that was a 7-play 53-yard drive, which took 3:49 off the clock. Total dominance by the 1965 Green Bay Packers over the 2003 Carolina Panthers. Let's go over some team stats quickly. The Packers, this is total domination. 25 first downs to Carolina 6. The Packers rushed the ball 46 times for 225 yards. Carolina 23 for 90. Passing, Packers were 15 of 21 for 217 yards. Jake Delhomme was 3 of 21 for 15 yards, so he had more attempts than yards. He had more incompletion than yards. The Packers only got to Delhomme once for a sack of -8. Bart Starr and Zeke Burkowski were never sacked, and Cartledge was never sacked either. No fumbles for Green Bay. Big fumble early in the game for Jake Delhomme, which led to the Paul Hornung touchdown pass. Penalties, Packers 2 for 15. Carolina 3 for 25, so it was a fairly penalty-free game. No turnovers for Green Bay. Carolina had that one fumble for a turnover. Carolina had 8 missed tackles. No missed tackles for the Green Bay Packers. When they locked onto you, clamped onto you, you went down. No drop passes for the Green Bay Packers. Carolina had 4 drop passes. There was only 1 bad pass for the Packers. Carolina had 4 bad passes. That's about it for that. Net offense for the Packers, 442 yards. Net offense for Carolina, 97. Player stats. Starr was 13 for 19, 208 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 2 passes over 25 yards. His quarterback rating was 122.3. Zeke Burkowski came in the game, was probably going to finish off the game, but then got injured. On his second play, he was in late in the third quarter. He was 1 for 1, 11 yards. They picked up a first down. His quarterback rating is 112.5, but he's out for 9 weeks. And then Cartledge came in. He's 1 for 1. He was -2 yards on the screen to Pitts, and his quarterback rating was 79.2. Jake Delhomme was 3 of 21 for 15 yards. Quarterback rating of 39.6. Ouch. Jimmy Taylor, 15 carries, 100 yards. His long was 43 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Bart Starr had 2 runs for 41 yards. Hornung was 10 for 34, and he had a touchdown run. Pitts was 8 of 34. He had a touchdown run. Moore was 5 for 13. Coffey was 2 for 3. Jacobs 1 for 3. Claridge, was 3 for -3, but those were mostly kneel downs. Those were 3 kneel downs to end the game. Carolina Goins 11 for 57 yards. Davis 7 for 26 yards. Hoover 1 for 9. Delhomme 2 for 4. Smart 1 for 3. Smith on a reverse 1 for -9 yards. Receiving, Dowler 4 receptions, 55 yards. Taylor 3 receptions, 36 yards. Dale 3 receptions, 42 yards, but he got hurt, and we don't know if he'll be available for next game. Hornung 2 receptions, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Pitts 1 reception, -2 yards. Fleming 1 reception, 8 yards. McGee 1 reception, 32 yards on a long bomb. And Anderson, they threw to him, but he incomplete. Well, receptions for Carolina, this is going to be really easy. Muhammad 2 receptions, 18 yards. Other than that, they shut everybody out. Steve Smith was shut down by Herb Adderley. He had no receptions. And that is, let's see who the leading tacklers were. Receiving. We gotta go farther down here. Alrighty. Leading tackler for the Packers, Aldridge had 4 tackles, Jordan had 4 tackles, and Crutcher had 4 tackles. Aldridge also had 1 sack. The Green Bay 65 defense was marvelous. Leading tackler for Carolina was Morgan. He had 10 tackles and 1 hurry. And that's it, folks. There's nothing really else to see. Let's just go back to the scoring summary. So in the inaugural game of the NFL Challenge League, as I like to call it, the 1965 Green Bay Packers were victorious over the 2003 Carolina Panthers, 38-3. This is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you for watching. come back and watch some more. The next game of the series is going to be the 2015 Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning versus the 1965 Cleveland Browns and Jim Brown. Once again, I'll be playing as the 1965 teams, and there are 4 of them in this league. We saw the Green Bay Packers today. We will see the Cleveland Browns next against the 2015 Denver Broncos. There's also the 65 Chicago Bears and the 65 Baltimore Colts with Johnny Unitas. I'll play as all those teams. None of the 65 teams will play each other. No team with the same year will play each other, as we know how they played each other. They will only play teams from different years. So I think it's going to be exciting. This first game was a blowout, but it was very exciting to me to watch the juggernaut Green Bay Packer offense against a modern day team. So this is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you for watching. Remember to check out friends of the channel. The links are below. Phil the Issues Guy, Dirty Issues, Broke Black Man 94, Ron Junkett, Retro Sports Network, Mosley Boxing, Johnny the Irish Wildling, and JD. Links are all below. And if you like my videos, please subscribe, please share, please comment. But most of all, come back and enjoy. Thank you very much. This is Al Red Sox Fan. You've been watching on Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Take care. See you soon. Health and happiness. God bless. Bye-bye.